we have a few minutes left in the show. Anybody who's watched the Dan Patrick Show knows that I've been a staple for many different reasons, right? There was a span where it was much ado about nothing to, the trials and tribulations that I went through. But 10 years ago, it was about a year out. We were at the San Francisco Super Bowl. It was at Super Bowl 50, I believe it was. My now wife and I drove up from Los Angeles to go to the NFLPA's Player Care Foundation medical evaluations. They offered free medical evaluations to former players, most of which guys may have not had physicals for years. And me being in a prison and doing what I did to my body for as long as I did, I had no idea what I was like. I didn't know where I needed to go to get healthy, and so I went in to do that. That's why I went to that Super Bowl. I went up there because they offer those at those sites for those big events. As I was in the hotel, it was the hotel that we were doing the checkups in with the doctors, I ran across Paul Pabst in the hallway. Now listen, Paul and I, and as well as Seton and Andrew Perloff and Fritzy, we've known each other for years. Pre-prison, post-prison, everything. And Paulie just simply said, hey, totally in your hands. If you wanted to come on, talk to about where you're at. And I didn't know. I talked to the people that I cared about, the mentors and things like that. And they said something that spoke volumes to me. And I didn't understand it at the time, really. Said, you are a lighthouse. And you don't see lighthouses running around the harbor looking for boats. And I didn't understand what that meant. And then you understand, especially living in the Northeast now, lighthouses are rooted in the rocks, in the foundation, okay? And you shine a light. And you provide a safe harbor for somebody if they may need it. And that's all this was. It's a little snippet. It's a minute. But here's from Super Bowl 50 in San Francisco, down in the marina with Dan and the Danettes and myself, and my first public statements since walking out of a prison cell.
It's great to see you. You look great. You brought your girlfriend. Looks like you got life in order here, right?
Today.
Yes.
Today I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you were going to recap the last 4 years for somebody who had no idea about Ryan Leaf, how would you recap 4 years?
Well, interesting. I have a lot of life experience, even more added on to all this. I think that 4 years ago, I got sick. And when I got sick, I got offered pain medication from the doctor, and I never told him that I had a previous problem. I just had to do radiation for a brain tumor, and I just assumed that, you know what, everybody else gets to do this when they're feeling this, but I can't. I can never take one. And they gave me those pills December 1st, 2012, and by March 30th, December 1st, 2011, by March 30th, 2012, I was in a jail cell. So it took 4 months for everything to go away.
Wow. I look different. I even sound a little different. But it was simply just telling my story. And I think that was the foundation of what my mentors were talking to me about. I had no idea that day would spin what it looks like now, right? There's a lot of water under the bridge in terms of because I didn't want to be in the public eye anymore. I thought I could go and be of service to other people and then just kind of disappear. But the Dan Patrick Show exists. My name doesn't disappear, all right? The draft happens every year, especially when they take 6 first-round draft picks in the same season, That's what happens. So I had to figure out a way to take that power back. One was meeting Trevor Moawad and making sure that I didn't allow negative thoughts into my brain anymore. And that shifted and changed. Marvin didn't know me then. He's come on board after Andrew left, but Fritzy and Seton have, from you guys knew me previously to that moment to where we are now, and just what are your thoughts about this incredibly grateful life that I get to offer Seton?
Yeah, it's interesting, that clip. You can hear, you can see obviously a physical change. You could see too you're uncomfortable, and you can hear that you're not confident yet.
Mm-hmm.
That's the big difference. You're infinitely more confident sitting here today than you were that guy right there. That guy is like a baby. You know, the guy that was just talking, he's like a pup. Who's
Dude,
like,
that
I don't know what I'm doing."
guy hasn't been in the public eye, for I don't know how long in that picture. This will be crazy, but I'm more confident now as a human being with all the baggage that exists than I ever was as an NFL quarterback. So thank you to the listener. Thank you to Dan Patrick. Thank you to you guys for carrying me and always being there for me. Dan will be back tomorrow. Love you all. Thanks.